So it is with great sadness that I sometimes think nearly everything you see in my images is under some form of threat. Be it from climate change, warming, acidification, and sea level rise, habitat destruction, deep sea trawling, dynamite and overfishing, pollution and plastic, changes in the food chain, and more, wildlife and ecosystems are at risk. There is no doubt that for decades we have been patched fools. We have used and abused the planet, refused to manage resources wisely, ignored warning signs, believed Earth is so enormous, the sea so immense, natural systems so resilient, that we have inflicted monstrous damage. And now, amid all the information we're bombarded with, media of all kinds, threats of cataclysms, cynicism, apathy, guilt, and a sense of hopelessness, it's sometimes hard to see the coral for the reef, to identify and work on problems one by one. But as an individual, one can make a difference. Might we try to stop using plastic completely, buy glass instead, insist on reusable straws and more? Might you please try to recycle everything you can? Plant more, plant everywhere, become an Olympian planter, have a plant in your kitchen. Buy local as much as you can. There is no point in importing Fiji. If you don't urgently have to travel for work, you can choose a teleconference instead. You could sometimes take the train instead of a plane, as trains are comfortable too, and there is no turbulence on a train. We could consider using solar panels and even wind. Consider switching to an electric car if you can. Perhaps you could resist further financing the pet trade, which is considered one of the greatest threats to wildlife today. If you do buy a pet, try to make sure it's captive bred, or pick one up from the pound instead. And if being a carnivore isn't paramount to you, you could consider eating less meat. A long list of options, I know, but we must all start somewhere. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all have a chance to see dolphins, turtles, sharks, and whales in the wild for years to come, to breathe clean air, to be able to keep growing our crops and feed ourselves, to drink clean water and not to waste it, to be measured and thoughtful, to reduce our impact, to roam plastic-free beaches and witness clean deserts and plains, to trust that we're breathing and eating less microplastics, to still have rainforests and reefs, the chance to follow the Great Migration in the Serengeti and the Sardine Run, to feel like we're doing our level best. I don't honestly know how much we will change over the coming decades or save, even if we try as hard as we can, but I believe it's worth doing every single thing, making every effort we possibly can to try. Bless you. That we will feel and live better if we do, and that the generations behind us will be grateful for our successes as much as they will be disgusted by our failures. Thank you.